Well, not really bad babysitting, more like not being aware of the hazards and dangers and taking the necessary steps to protect your pet. Pets are a lot like small children. They need their parents to keep them safe. Nobody would ever leave their small child alone all day, but in our society, it's common practice to leave pets unattended. Here are some examples of problems that happen while pets are unattended or not closely supervised. Accessing dangerous items in the home, everything from toxins like drugs, over-the-counter medications, poisonous foods and plants, to foreign bodies, so that's anything they can ingest that can get caught in the intestine. Common ones are tampons, corn cobs, toys, bedding, stuffing, squeakers, rocks, plastic bags, snack bags, potato chip bags. Always cut them into small pieces before discarding them and never leave anything like that out on a table. This is an example of something that people don't realize can even happen to a pet until it actually happens to them. And I admit, I never knew that this could happen until I saw my first case. And since then, I've seen so many cases and just want to warn everybody about this. Anything that they can strangle themselves on. Well, my own puppy, when I was a kid, strangled himself in a hammock while we were at school. It's common for dogs that are playing to get caught up in their own collars. Another common scenario where pets are strangled is when they're tied up and they jump over a fence or a piece of furniture like a picnic table, and they'll get caught, accidentally hang themselves. Choking. Make sure that any toys that are left out are big enough that they can't get caught in the back of their throat, just like a little kid. Mechanical dangers. Just to list a few, and some of these can be serious, even fatal. Folding windows, anything that is sharp, reclining chairs, especially with kittens and puppies, they can get crushed very easily in there. Anything with hinges, especially the fridge. Washing machines and dryers. Cats love to hide in washing machines and dryers, and a couple times a year we'll have cats coming in having gone through the cycle, and they can be very badly burned, they can drown and get neurologic damage as well. Hot stoves, pots of boiling water. It's not uncommon for pets to try to jump up to grab the bacon that's sizzling and have everything come down on them, burning them really badly. Hot bathtubs, swimming pools, especially with the cover on, they can drown in there if you're not watching. High-rise syndrome. Pets can jump out of the windows and fall off the balconies and fall off the things like parking garages, bridges, and cliffs when out in public if not on leash or properly supervised. This happens all the time, and I just list the garbage can as its own danger because there are so many dangers lurking in there. Being left unattended with their own food, being left in a hot car and dying of heat stroke, being left too cold, trauma. It is very common to get hit by the car right in their own neighborhood, even on the front lawn, just using the washroom. A lot of these are older dogs that are very intelligent and have been doing this their whole life without ever having a problem. Unwitnessed trauma. It happens all the time. Nearly bleed to death while at home and nobody really saw it happen. Problems resulting from encounters with other animals, dog fights, wildlife trauma, getting lost or hit by a car while pursuing wildlife or being chased by other animals. Another common danger is that medical problems can go unnoticed if they arise. Who's there to notice? Doing things that the babysitter can just prevent, like drinking salt water in the ocean, that can be fatal. These are all dangers that you should be aware of, and here are some strategies that you can implement at home and while out in public to make sure that your pet is as safe as possible. At home, identify and remove any potential poisons or toxins. You can use a plant search app to identify any plants in your home, and you can run them through the ASPCA Animal Poison Control database to make sure that those are safe for your pets. Always cut up any plastic bags into little pieces, secure the garbage cans, install fridge locks if necessary. Put up signs for guests like don't let the cat out. Carefully assess your home and the backyard for any potential mechanical dangers. Check all of the fences, gates, and windows. A nanny cam is a great tool. Some strategies that you can implement while out in public. Leashing. You really want them to have proper recall. Use a long line if they're not ready. Supervise play with other animals. Muzzles. So not all dogs that wear muzzles are biters. A lot of dogs wear cage muzzles just to prevent them from picking up toxins, drugs, and foreign bodies. When you're out on walks, actively remove your pet from a dangerous situation. Especially if you have a small dog and a big dog off leash comes towards you, just pick up your dog. There's so many instances where pets come in here with fatal injuries from big dogs. Screen your babysitter very carefully. Taking care of other people's pets is a huge responsibility. The pet care industry is not very well regulated, so really anybody can care for another person's pet without having any training, licensing, or even common sense. A lot of emergency patients are brought in by the individuals caring for those pets, like family members, friends, dog walkers, pet sitters, neighbors. Many of these could not have been prevented, but many of these are accidents that could have been avoided, such as being off leash and getting hit by a car, accessing a poison. Sometimes the caretaker will give a human medication that is toxic or overdose the patient on its own medication. I have seen multiple dogs die from being left in a hot car by friends and relatives. These are some questions you might want to ask. What kind of training and certifications do they have? What training methods will they use? You want force-free, fear-free, positive reinforcement training. Shock collars and negative reinforcement, punishment-based training has all fallen out of favor in the last few decades. Are they familiar with the common dangers in and outside of the home? And has the environment that your pet will be in been pet-proofed? Will your pet be off leash? Will pets be left unattended? How many other animals will be present? And is it safe for them to all be together?